to
the Zak
and Buzz
Review.
So, today we're gonna do a review of Dune Part Two.
With Christopher
Walken as the Shaddam, the Fourth Emperor.
as the Emperor.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. I love Christopher Walken, but let's be honest, I don't think it was his best role.
Yeah, we went to the midnight screening of Dune Part Two, which was
I'd had
fantastic.
matches to hold my eyes open.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it.
Oh no, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it.
I was really surprised though how there were hardly anyone else there.
No, well, and they all buggered off to the iMatch one.
The iMatch.
IMAX.
That's not what iMatch means.
IMAX. You go to the IMAX and they give you little matches to hold your eyes open.
Experience the IMAX experience.
Experience in IMAX.
We should do one of those trailers. It's just like a spoof
show.
iMatch.
IMAX.
Filmed exclusively
in IMAX.
Anyway, Dune Part 2. It's an interesting this one because I left the cinema not entirely feeling satisfied.
You weren't satisfied.
I wasn't satisfied.
You didn't enjoy the buttworms.
It didn't feel like the massively epic scaled thing that I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I mean, let's to be honest, the whole Emperor part of it.
You're obsessed with the Emperor part.
When it was the David Lynch original version,
yeah,
the Emperor,
he felt grand.
He felt grand. Everything is grand. It's like, you know, the pomp and ceremony of the Emperor.
Yeah.
And all this was Christopher Walken in a bathrobe. And it seemed really subdued.
Yeah. Oh, and sticking with that, the trailer, there was just such a really good line that I loved from the trailer, and that was,
do the line.
"Send assassins to deal with this prophet." And they didn't send assassins.
They didn't send them.
It was like immediately after he said that, it was like, nah, don't do that.
Let's not do that at all.
Ah, I was excited to see something like that.
Well, I mean, it was worth it to see Willy Wonka having a punch up with Elvis Presley at the end. But
that is true. Willy Wonka versus Elvis the movie.
that was the funny part. Trouble is, at that point I was watching it. And I'm already disappointed because Fade hasn't got winged pants.
Yeah,
okay.
And they're not ginger.
And they really should have put some winged pants on a wall somewhere, just in the background, you know, because that was like epic. Yeah, we love Sting in his winged pants.
We really, really like the original David Lynch Dune.
Yeah, we do.
We didn't like Part 1 as much as that, and we certainly didn't like Part 2 as much as that. I think Part 2, in some ways, felt long-winded.
It felt
but
really
in other ways,
drawn out.
it felt like it was rushed.
Yeah,
it was rushed.
It kind of felt really drawn out, and I just don't like this kind of teenage angst relationship between
Chani and Paul Atreides.
It's like,
they were just so unlikable in this movie.
And then right at the end, you know, she like gets the arse because he obviously politically he says to the Emperor, "I'm going to take your daughter." In order to kind of, you know,
unite the houses
and to
make everything official.
For me to you know, step up and become the Emperor. And Chinese get in the background, get really, you know, sort of like.
From a political standpoint, they're getting exactly what they want and still gets arsey about it.
It doesn't mean that he's going to basically, you know, marry her or anything and fall in love. He's already told the other girl that
I will live you as long as I breathe. I'm doing Christopher Walken again.
Christopher Walken's getting there, you know.
Timothee Chalamet is so thin.
Yeah, not being funny. They just kept focusing on her face.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the character, so I'm not going to go at the actress, but it's the character. Just focusing on her face, and she's just like looked like a bulldog that had been licking piss off a thistle all the time. It's like really annoying, you know. Come on.
And we spend the most time throughout the entire movie with these two characters, and they just both seem so unlikable, which is so annoying.
Exactly. I mean, you know, all good. You know, to the character actor playing the part of Paul Atreides, but again. He has no gravitas. He's no gravitas. He's so snappable. He's so tiny and thin and
he plays exactly the same character even when he's had the water of life and knows every future and he's like he has become Space Jesus.
Space Jesus, that's it. What's it? The shadow? Oh, I can't.
Shai-Hulud.
No,
Shai-Hulud's the worm.
No, that's the worm.
The Kawazat Haderach.
That's it, Kawazat
He is the Kawazat
Haderach. No, not really. It doesn't pull it off. And again, it's fine. It just feels a long film. And I was disappointed in the worms.
It felt rushed. It felt rushed.
To quote Dune, not enough worm sign. I mean, even at
I'm looking for worm sign.
Even at the end,
I can't see any worm sign.
Was there 3, maybe 4
worms?
Yeah,
but you don't see them that much.
I mean, in the original one, they come up and they got like the tri-splitting mouths, and they're sort of rearing up like this.
Yeah.
And in this one, they just look like a cat's butthole coming out the sand. It's like,
wow.
Well, it does. They just look like butthole. And then, and again in the original one, they had like the worm spade. That you dug into the edge of the worm, and then you got up on the worm and you put your hooks in its breathing holes, and this one looked like they're just level with the sand.
Oh yeah.
And randomly just chucking these hooks on the back of this worm, and it's like. No. It kind of like you wanted to see the worm out of the sand and on top of the sand.
Yeah.
So you could see the whole majesty of these gigantic creatures. And it was like, no, you're playing down the worms.
At its core, this felt very rushed. It didn't have the gravitas of the first movie.
As you have already stated. Yes.
And it was full of kind of problems.
Yeah.
It's like...
Oh, yes.
Which one do you say?
The ground troops attacking the spice mining.
Okay, you do that first.
Right.
Do that first.
Right. Tell me why you set up a load of your Fremen warriors with their little breather tubes.
They're Friedekin, yeah.
That's it. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the fighters.
Okay, the Friedekin. They're in the sand, and then down comes the spice miner.
Yeah.
And then they burst out and attack all the ground troops that are walking along around it, and they're getting shot. So the Fremen are losing guys, and everybody's fighting, and they're fighting, and they're trying to attack it. And then they get 4 laser cannons and just blast it. And you think, well, you could have just done that anyway.
Why not just literally do that for everything?
Yeah, why are you even sending ground troops in? Just use your laser cannons.
That's what you want to do. The whole point is to destroy
the
thing.
Then they showed this big montage of them blowing up with laser cannons.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you just do that at the beginning?
Do that in the first place. Why risk your lives to...
Laser cannons!
Laser cannons!
Just use the laser cannons.
Use the laser cannons. And they were so effective!
You know, I mean, they
were always so effective.
If you're like directing that and going, yeah, this really works, but kind of... Don't you think they should have used the laser cannons in the first instance?
Well, it's their insistence on stabbing everyone.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't like the fact...
But you've got laser cannons that can go through the shields, but then you got to have the slow knife to pierce the shield and things.
Slow blade
but then
pierces
you
the
got
shield. But
Charlie shooting someone with a rocket launcher, and that works.
Yeah, but they didn't really make much of the body shields in this one at all, did they?
Not really, just the fade.
They did in the first, but they didn't in this one. And I felt that the Harkonnens, because we can't call them Harkonnens, the Harkonnens looked just basically as if they...
That actually brought up another good point in my mind. Go on.
They look just like the engineers from Aliens, but shrunk.
They should have been ginger.
You know, they should have just had ginger people. Yeah, gingers!
Okay, point number 1 for me. Okay, so they make the thing about you must walk without rhythm.
Ooh, look at me, I'm
doing it smoothly and all unrhythmy. And then after 5 seconds, they just walk with rhythm again.
Yeah, let's march off down this way.
Oh, let's fight now.
Yay!
Doesn't matter now.
No.
And then it's like
we've done our sand walk.
We saw this in the first movie, but then again they repeated it to such an extent in the second one. It's like, okay. Other one was the kind of Americanisms of like the speech and everything between Chani and Atreides as well, and the way they just dealt with situations and things. They seemed... It felt very modern day in their speech.
They put a lot of effort into them when they were speaking the Fremen and having the subtitles, you know, as you would... The subtitles just didn't say, hey man, why don't we go over here, like, guys?
Yeah.
But then they cut to the, as you say, very American terms.
Hi guys, what are you guys laughing about?
Yeah, that kind of thing. So,
shit
Yeah.
to stuff, and I was like, that kind of took me out of it a bit. I was like, but the first movie I didn't find that.
Good old Gurney was back in it though.
He's the most likable character in this whole thing.
Likable character.
Yeah,
Gurney.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, we got Gurney back. Let's have Gurney there.
And like, there was no like villain-wise. The only one that had any kind of build-up was Phaedra Uatha in this. Baron Harkonnen was just kind of to the side,
floating about with his two balls.
Just there. Whereas in the first one, he actually felt like he had an intimidating presence.
Yeah, it felt far more like a threat.
And then you had the Emperor.
Oh, yeah.
Who was annoyed by this Muad'Dib prophet.
We love Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
But that's the trouble. He had no gravitas. At the final scene, he's just literally standing there in a bathrobe.
Yeah.
No gravitas as this. He's meant to be the emperor of the known universe.
That's like crazy.
And he is, therefore, you must have this massive splendour.
Yeah.
And this just like you just feel the power from this kind of Thanos level character.
Yeah.
And and it's like, oh, I'm in my bathrobe.
Yeah.
He's probably got his slippers on underneath.
Yeah. He's like, you should kneel before your emperor. He's like,
and don't get me wrong, we love Christopher Walken.
Like the actor, but I don't think
this
he
character.
was right, and I don't think the character was portrayed correctly in this film.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily an influence on him, but it's more just the way the character was presented in the film.
Yeah, we're not coming down on the actors as individuals.
No. It was more the film.
It's just the way that they were allowed to portray the characters in the film.
Kind of a lot of ways the actual characters feel a bit stifled, like Raban. I feel we needed more from Dave Bautista as Raban.
Yeah, again, that would have been.
He was there, and he was just kind of like, we saw maybe a bit more than the first movie, but that was it.
He just shouted a lot and hit people's heads onto consoles. Ah! Kill the rats! Kill the rats!
Because I felt like in the original he did have that temper, but he had a bit more of a personality to it.
No heart plugs.
No heart plugs.
You did mention that before we went in.
I wonder if it's got heart plugs.
I wonder if it's got heart plugs. No heart plugs.
Nope. And, again, it was all this build up to like the end fight.
Yes.
Like
as I say, with Willy Wonka and
Elvis. No. Before that, when they actually got there, where the Emperor came to the planet.
Right, in his
big giant shiny ball ship.
Bullship. You said bullship.
Bullship.
He was the Emperor's bullship.
Yeah. And then they obviously fired the family atomics from the House Atreides.
Fire the atomics.
And that looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the worms all kind of ate all the Sadukar, what they're called.
Yeah, the personal guard to the Emperor.
But you didn't really see much. They just kind of attacked, and then it was like, let's cut to the throne room where they're breaking in.
Well,
I was like,
not many people in the throne room.
Like,
underwhelming.
Come on! Just show us some more action. We've seen a couple of things get destroyed for the rest of the movie, but that was it.
And there was also, I was trying to work out, there was meant to be millions of Fremen living in the south.
The southern region.
The southern region.
Yeah.
What are they eating? I don't know what they're eating. I really don't know.
They're eating little Mohadibs.
The Mohadib mice. Yeah. They got a soul mouse diet.
Well, we're not picking apart Dune, but
no.
I think it's more the movie. This one just seemed to have a lot of problems, and it, in its core, felt a bit rushed.
Rushed, but also slow and long.
Yeah. I mean, this is literally just the long-winded version of the last half an hour of the David Lynch one.
Yeah, basically.
And I can understand why they cut it down to half an hour, because in its sense, nothing really happened that much other than we're going to rebel against the Harkonnens and their spy stuff.
That's it. We're going to.
He's now going to become the Messiah of the universe.
What's that? Shadorak.
The Kawasat Haderach.
You got it. He's going to drink the water of life.
He's going to become Usul Muad'Dib.
Oh yeah, Usul. Your name, you should be known as Usul.
Your secret name.
And your secret name will be Muad'Dib.
Well, that's not his. I don't think that's his secret name.
I thought Muad'Dib was his secret name. Because that was the name of the mouse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his secret name.
All right. Okay, I believe.
I thought Usul was his.
If you know
Usul was his friend.
What his Secret name was, please comment below.
It was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning at this point.
Yeah. We started at 5 past midnight.
But they were making a big deal about it, and then they just kept calling him this secret name all the time.
Yeah.
I thought, his secret name is not really that secret, is it? Not in this movie, anyway. Yeah, I don't know.
Full of problems. I enjoyed it, but I do think there was a lot that it had problem-wise.
Yeah, I think
which kind of took me out of it, and it took away from that grandeur of the first one.
They needed more grandeur on the Emperor's front, and they needed, with all due respect to the actor who plays Paul Atreides, I think they could have done with a bit more of somebody just a little bit more with it, you know?
Yeah, like the David Lynch one.
Yeah,
he actually had a presence.
A presence, that's right. It's a
shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I really, really love Dune.
Well, they could have changed his hair so he didn't look like Willy Wonka. Because that's the thing, he's got the Willy Wonka hairstyle.
They changed Elvis's hair.
Yeah,
they just shaved it off.
Shaved it off.
Every single follicle.
So, now you shall be an engineer from Aliens.
Prometheus.
Alien
Covenant.
Alien Covenant, that's right. Yeah, no, you got it.
Anyway. Overall, Denis Villeneuve. Would I want to see another one? Yes, I would.
Yes, I would.
I want to see, because it was kind of left a bit open-ended.
I would like to see a third one.
Yeah.
Because the third one will finally take us into territory we haven't seen on screen yet.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing.
Like big budget
We literally have sat through 2 movies which have basically
been all build up. It's literally at the end. It was like, this is only the beginning.
But it's basically we've just watched an interpretation of the
Frank
David Lynch
Dune.
one. Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
And it feels that much drawn.
It feels kind of like the first chapter in a saga.
So if we had a third one, maybe, just maybe, they'll take us into a new, more fast-paced kind of.
Have you read the books?
I haven't read the books, no.
Do you want a spoiler for what actually happens to Paul Atreides?
Oh, well, he doesn't have a good ending, does he?
It doesn't necessarily work out for him in the end.
Spoilers.
Alright, but it's rather gruesome, and that's hilarious.
Gruesome.
So it'd be funny to see Timothée Chalamet get a gruesome ending.
Oh dear.
I think it's in the 3rd book.
Okay, well anyway, I think that's our opinion of this movie.
Yeah.
I would say, again, we always do this on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being bleh, and 10 being yay. I would give it a 6.
6.
Okay, it's better than just an average movie.
Yeah.
It may well prove to be better on a second viewing.
Yeah, which I'm totally up for.
You know, because that does happen. We do that. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
We see a movie and go, that was good, and then we watch it again and go, you know, it's been better on
a second
watch. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give it a 6. Maybe when it comes out on physical media,
I'm tempted to go around that 5.5.
Okay.
5.5.
But if you're going to go to the cinema, do go. I mean, they love the sound. It's like everything is boom. Boom. Boom.
Calm it down. Calm it down.
Every time they went up a sand dune, and it's all quiet, and then boom.
Crikey, you're going to absolutely blast the microphone out. Jeez.
I'm just pretending to be like I'm in the Dune movie.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay, I might have to edit this bit, but that's fine. Okay, so I think overall, go watch it if you haven't seen it. If you're interested to see it, definitely go watch it to get your own opinion. We'd love to know what you thought of Dune Part 2.
Yep.
And whether or not you thought it lives up to the original. What's your favourite? Do you like the Part 1 more? Please let us know in the comments below.
You got to do the exit as Christopher Walken.
So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below.
Thank you.
Any suggestions for topics or activities you'd like to see in future episodes.
We'll see you
in the next video.